for this.
Hello. My name's Amanda Easton and I'm a pop artist from Sydney, Australia. I make retro-inspired theatrical electronic pop. But when I'm not doing my own music, I do cabaret, cover band gigs, solo gigs, tribute shows, recording sessions. So you're 19 at the time?
19, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get it at first.
You didn't get the gig?
No, they came down to Drummoyne Rome Club and checked me out again. And
yeah.
Iva said, just call home management. We're going to New Zealand and then we're going to America and we're going to New York.
Goodness.
And then we're going to Europe. And the furthest I'd been was Canberra in a car, played a tennis tournament. I shouldn't be telling you all this, it's a big
It's
embarrassment.
fantastic.
And then all of a sudden...
It's like a Hollywood story.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
My mum called me up one day and said, "Why did you put all that stuff on my doorstep?" And I hadn't. I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You left a whole lot of your photos and, your stuff on my doorstep. What did you want me to do with it?" And I didn't know what she was talking about. And when I eventually went over to have a look at the box, I realised it was a whole lot of photos and whatever from my life. And it could only have come from one person.
Yesterday's gone. Australia's finest female singers, Amanda Easton has been a darling of the indie pop scene over the past few years, thanks to her unique theatrical style and quirky sound.
I dance to the music in my head. Don't pity 'cause I hear this tune instead. Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking. Shoot that poison arrow through my heart. Shoot that poison arrow through my heart. at the wallflower shoot. Come here, join me. I can see it frightens you to look into my deepest blue. But I'll be watching you from here.
Hello, how are you going? I hope you're well. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, even if you're not in Australia. I know it's a different date everywhere. Hello, Lou. Hello, Wada. Hello, Sydney. How are you going? Oh, you haven't cleaned up after dinner yet. That's all right. I can't see it. I don't think it looks messy. I hope you've had a great weekend and you're still enjoying the final bit of your weekend if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, which is still weird to me after all this time. I still can't quite get my head around how it can be a different day. But I'm warming up Monday for you, and Monday's looking pretty mighty fine. Shane, how are you going? Good to see you. Yes, so happy Father's Day to Lou. Absolutely. Lou's got some gorgeous kids. And I saw a picture of you with your daughter, Lou, and chip off the old block or what? Personality-wise, I don't know, but I have a feeling yes. But she sure looks after you. She's lucky. I mean, nothing against her mum, of course. I don't even know her mum. I'm sure her mum's gorgeous too, but she's a lovely girl. So I had fun on Saturday night hanging out with Lou and some of the gang on Peter Northcote's channel. And that was a great time. She's nuts like you. Oh, my son's nuts like me too. We have play arguments about who's the weirdest in our house. And I take it as a compliment when someone calls me weird. I don't want to be like everybody else. Weird is good. Well, welcome to the album adventures today. And today, of course, we have Out of the Blue, which was released in 2013. And then we have Disco Disconnected, which was released in 2016. It was supposed to be a year apart. My aim was to do... Oh, my God, she's doing red hair. Who is? Your daughter is? That is cool. By the way, have you had it? Still can't get this right. No, I got it right in the first place. Can you see that? I think... Makes me look so unco. I think it's 92. Oh, your daughter's doing red hair. Yay, the reds. I think it says 92, which means we're really close. So if that gets to 100 by the end of Wednesday, then I'm going to dye my hair the colour that you guys vote on. By the way, with the votes, this poll only lets you vote once. Red is in the lead, Lou, you'll be happy to know. And everything else is pretty much on tie. So if you would... Oh, you're on holidays for 3 days, Shane. That's fantastic. Have fun. Enjoy. If you haven't already voted, you can do exclamation... Sydney's voting for zebra. So you can do what Sydney's done. I love that little emote, Lou. By the way, Lou, you said you liked the little pink head emote, and it should be available to you now. So check it out and see if you can see it. I actually had a very productive Sunday night and I created 15 new emotes. I don't think they all get unlocked. I think, I have to kind of still make my way up the ladder of Twitch. And there! What a waste has got him. Sydney voted red. If you voted before, I don't know if your vote will show up. I'm sorry. Oh, it says it does. Yeah, it's much cuter than the real me. That's why I thought me in cartoon form. Forever looking like that. Don't have to do my hair, my makeup, never age a day. Perfect. So let me know when you see any more emotes because there's a whole swag of them. I'm slowly getting it together. I'm working out how this whole Twitch things works. So thank you to those who have come over to Twitch. Shane, I think you're new to it as well. So it's great to see you. That's the same emote on your mug. That's right. So you, yes, I was going to say you drink from me in the mornings, but that's a bit strange. You don't have that one yet. It's playing favourites. Okay. This album, which is not an album, it's an EP, Out of the Blue. I was doing a lot of 1960s tribute shows and completely fell in love with the music. Oh, you have got it. That is good. Yeah, don't know how to do this apart from comment. Don't worry, Shane. A lot of us were exactly the same, including me. And, every day and every week I just try to become more and more familiar. And I've got to say, the more familiar I'm getting with it, the more I'm loving it on Twitch. It just does so much more. Just press all the little buttons, Shane, and something will happen. If you see where you write your message, there's a little smiley face. If you press on that, it should give you some emotes. And it depends what channels you visit, because obviously there's a lot of different music and gaming and cooking and everything channels on Twitch. And when you visit other people's channels, you get extra emotes, the ones that are unique to them. So I've worked that much out. But it was up to me to create the emotes. So, or I don't even know what the difference between emoji, emoticon and emote is. But yeah, self-destruct button. Don't self-destruct, please. Okay, so this album I created out of the 60s influence. And while I think it sounds probably more 90s, because that's probably the era that I'm most greatly influenced by in music, I think there's definitely a 60s vibe going on as well. Hey, you're not late, Pete. It's great to see you. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Well, you're still having it. So the first song, I'm sure I've told you this story before. Dance to the music in my head. It's a little bit, I could have called it Off with the Fairies. So basically, it's about those times in your life when, the world outside is hard to bear for all different reasons, just your world. And you live in your head a little bit more than usual. So you're walking through your life, but you're kind of inside your head. You don't feel like you're really connecting with it. You're somewhere else. And that happened to me when, I got a particularly bad medical diagnosis. Just my whole world went, whoa. And I was living inside my head. But the actual title came from a time where I was doing backing vocals with the fabulous Wendy Matthews. And we were at a show and she was performing her most famous song, which is a ballad. And it's called The Day You Went Away. And it's, was a huge hit for her and her most popular song, I guess. But it's the kind of song that you would wave your arms in the air and, it's a beautiful love song, a ballad. So, that's the way people react. You usually see a sea of people and they're waving arms when we're performing this song live. But one particular show, I was looking out into the audience and there's this one girl in the middle of the dance floor pulling complete disco moves and just going crazy. And I thought, she's dancing to her own beat. She's dancing to the music in her own head. And that's where the title came from. So, yes, question of the day. So I visited a lot of Twitch channels over the weekend and I noticed a lot of people do this thing called question of the day. And these emotes and more are from Jonathan Ong's channel. I'm going to have to go over there because they're really cool. I mean, to check him out anyway. But so, yes, question of the day is, just something to get people talking. And here you go. Oh, Shane, you're the newbie and you've totally got it nailed. You know what to do. If you had to swap places with a celebrity for a day, who would you choose? Now, I'm going to answer it first. So I would swap with Lady Gaga because I think she's a legend and I would try on all her clothes for the day. I don't know about the meat dress. I might give that one a miss. But, I love looking into her life. I love the documentary that she made. She seems like a really cool chick, and I love the fact that she's got her fingers in movies and songwriting, and her visual performance is so amazing. I think it would be fascinating to live her life for a day. So I'd love to hear who you would choose. But in the meantime, we're going to live inside my head for a little bit. I don't think Stu is here today. He might be having to work today, but he is actually in this music video, although he's wearing an outfit, so you won't be able to recognize him. But just wanted to acknowledge him. This is Dance to the Music in My Head. This is track 1 from Out of the Blue.
Come here, join me. I can see it frightens you to look into my deepest blue, and I'll be watching you from here. Comes down to this, I can see our tennis twitch when I overload the switch here. But I like living here this way. Ooh, you know, ooh, they know, ooh, no one knows the way. I dance to the music in my head. Don't pity, 'cause I hear this tune instead. But I hold a hurt so dear to me. Ooh, you know, ooh, they know, ooh, no one knows the way. I dance to the music in my head. Don't pity, 'cause I hear this tune instead. It delivers me from all there is to feel. Scared I could pull a shift out from underneath of my coat, but all I have is my heart to hold up there to your throat. You swear under your breath you'll never sink down to this day.
So poor Stu got eaten for dinner. He was there. He was in the film clip. I'm pretty sure he wore a cardboard robot suit. Bless him. So, so Stu is here. He was right there. Okay, number 2 on Out of the Blue. It was CDF, Stu. I don't know what that means. It was C. CDF. What could that be? Cleaned the fridge. I know the type. Basically, what have I got in the cupboard in the fridge? Let's throw it all in and cook that. I like it. All right, number 2 is called Mosh Moshi. And I have to say Mosh Moshi. I can't just say Mosh Moshi. I have to go Mosh Moshi. Because when I lived in Japan, and I lived there for 2 years, that's what people would say when they picked up the phone. So it was never the equivalent of hello or good morning or good evening. It was always Mosh Moshi. And they didn't say Mosh Moshi in real life. It was only ever on the phone. Yeah, that's right. And, you know, I remember learning, I used to go to kind of school during the day learning Japanese. Oh, Lou! Thank you so much. You're just the most incredible supporter. And I know it's not just me. I know you're so supportive of lots of people. Bless you. It's so appreciated. Thank you so much. So I don't know who Jimmy the Man is, but he was my most recent follower. So shout out to Jimmy. Appreciate the follow. A nerdy singer. I know you're helping building me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Mwah. For those who, was that Friday night? We went on a raid. I know he is a legend. That's all right. You can speak big rather than shout, I think, about the caps. Yes, it's you're just being your drama self, using your drama background. Nerdy singer Katie was the person that I rated on Friday night for those who were with me. I'm not sure if anyone here was with me, but she's gorgeous and she sings a whole lot of songs from movies, and she did Skyfall for me, which was beautiful, and she just seems like a sweetheart. She's British. Oh yeah, that's something. Dishes are done. Excellent news. That's something else that I've learnt. Did you know that if you were a member of Amazon Prime, that they own Twitch? So that in itself I didn't know until recently. But if you're a member, then you automatically get a free sub every... that's all right. We did miss you, Sid. You get a free sub every month that you can give to anybody. And you could always give it to me if you felt like it. You don't have to. You can give it to absolutely anybody. But if I have done the right thing, if you go to the top corner where... this is really hard. Where that kind of flowery decoration is, if you put your cursor there, I don't know what happens if you're on your phone and you can do it with your finger. I'm not sure. But certainly if you're on... Yeah, I don't know. But if you press that top corner, a little Amazon Prime icon should show up, and it's linked, it's hot linked to Amazon Prime. And all you have to do when you go into Amazon Prime, it'll say connect your Twitch account. You say yes. And then it should give you a subscription, that is, every month that you can. So it's free. It's included in your Prime account, and you can give them away to anybody. No, not that kind of sub. Yeah, sub is short for subscription, and that's what the fabulous Lou Vella just did. He gave out, there's different tiers which cost different amounts, and just they're a few dollars each, basically, and that's what helps people like me kind of... I mean, I can't make a living from doing Twitch yet, but I would love it if one day I could. And it helps support the channel and ensure that people like us can continue. Oh, you got one, Shane. So Lou very kindly gave you a sub that's got no tuna salad in it. But that means as soon as you get a sub, there's extra kind of advantages. And to be 100% fair, there's not a lot yet with me because I don't want to charge anybody anything. I'm happy if people forever just watch my channel for nothing, and you certainly can, and you would always be welcome. But the idea is when I can build the channel and I've got more people watching, then you get extra little things for being a subscriber. But at the moment, you do get extra emotes, extra lettuce, extra mayo. Pickles. I love pickles. I don't think you like pickles, Sydney. I have a feeling I've seen a post from you saying that you don't like pickles, which is just crazy. I never liked pickles when I was a kid. Yeah, I didn't know it was owned by Amazon until recently either. But if you are an Amazon member anyway, then you will have a subscription up your sleeve that you can give to anybody on Twitch. Extra Vegemite is always good. And I have a Vegemite emote that will get unlocked at some stage as well. So, yes. So you have a sub in your Twitch, your Prime account, if you have a Prime account. And I would certainly appreciate it if you gifted it to me. But you can gift it to anybody. Please gift it to somebody because it's sitting there. And what's his name that owns Amazon? He's got plenty. He's got plenty of money. He doesn't need that little sub for himself, I can tell you that. So, thank you. Yes, Shane, me too. We used to chuck the pickles on the window at Macca's when we were kids. Absolutely. I wonder if they still do that. I don't let my boy go to McDonald's. He'll get there eventually, but I rather enjoy pickles. I see. You have a cousin who doesn't and you have a running joke about it. Yeah, pickles are the best. On the ceiling. Did you do it too, Lou? And I remember they used to, I don't know if they still do because I don't go to McDonald's, but they used to have kind of big blown up photos and things on the walls as, decorations. And we used to try and fling the gherkins at, the eyes and the bits of the people so that, we could make some designs with the pickles we were throwing at the wall. You used to go to Kingsford Macca's. I used to go to Bondi Junction. There you go. And I do remember when I went to university in Bathurst, which is a country town for those who aren't familiar with New South Wales. And I went to uni there for 3 years. And when I first got there, they didn't have a McDonald's. And so we used to drive about an hour and a half just to go to McDonald's in the nearest big town, which was Orange. Yeah. So back to Japan. So this song, moshi moshi means hello, but it's always said with an upward inflection. So moshi moshi, it's always got that question kind of sound to it because it's almost like, who's there or are you there? And it's kind of also, even though it's only used on the phone, imagine, the other person on the other side of the phone gets quiet. It'd be like, moshi moshi, are you there? Are you there? Hello? Hello? It's that kind of vibe. And so I wrote a song about it. My brother chucked his strawberry shake down the slippery slide once. Oh, my God. We can't talk about yummy food today, Sydney. Spicy garlic pickle sounds nice because it's one of my fasting days. All right. Here is, this is a little homemade video, not quite the production of that first one. This is Mosh Moshi, track number 2 from Out of the Blue, and that rhymes.
You're in the market for a fairy tale, a white horseman that will never fail to thrill you and intoxicate you, find a way to complicate you, shatter your sobriety. Can you find an explanation for this night of infatuation? Polish the rose-colored lens, show off your hand to all your friends who want to see the pantomime. That he's a drain on your pocket. He's got you skimming, and he's not
Yeah, you're hearing mush mushy. It's kind of mush mushy. Yeah, it's kind of funny pronunciation. Mush mushy. Mush mushy. Will Mandy sing Letter? Perhaps, perhaps. Oh, Shane, with the vote, you can do what you've done is exactly right. Then you have a space. Then you have another exclamation mark because the exclamation mark is the command. Oh, yes. Oh, I don't know Invisible. I only know the big hit, which name I can't think of at the moment, but Alison Moyet. What was the big hit she had? Great voice. But yes, with the hair vote, exclamation mark vote, exactly what you've done, then a space, then exclamation mark with the colour afterwards. So the colours, you have orange, you just exclamation mark OR, red, blue, green, black and blonde. And you can also ask random questions, yes, no questions to the 8-ball. She's saying itsy bitsy teeny. Oh, no, she did not. You almost got me for a second. I'm like, oh, no, I don't think she did. All right, this third song on the Out of the Blue album. By the way, the making of this. I was having lunch with a girlfriend of mine who's a singer back then. And she was telling me, oh, God, what a story. She was telling, oh, Smokey's on the move. She was telling me that she just discovered a brother that she didn't know she had, who was, I think, about 2 months older than her. So once you do the maths, and she didn't know about him, obviously, different mother, right? And he was based in the UK, and she'd started to talk to him over the internet. So I think her father died, and that's when it came out. No, she's still a singer. Oh no, she's not actually. I don't think she's doing any singing anymore. Alexis Hart, her name is, fabulous singer. But no, I don't think she's doing interior design now. Ah, Shane voted on Blonde. And so she discovered she had this brother around the same age as her, and she was telling me all about it. I mean, what big news can you imagine? Like finding out she would have been in her maybe 30s or something when she found out. And he was going to come over and meet the rest of his family, or his half siblings and that kind of thing. And she said, and he's a music producer. That's what he does for a living. You should listen to his stuff because I reckon you'd love it. And I did listen to it, and I did love it. And we met when he came over, and he produced this. Now, I'd had the great pleasure of working with Michael Carpenter, who Lou knows very well. Lou went to school with, I think, and he is an amazing producer. But he is a very different style, and I love his style, but I wanted something that was more British sounding, because the kind of music that I was most highly influenced by was like Portishead and Massive Attack and Goldfrapp and stuff like that, that had its roots in a very London kind of, well, not necessarily London actually, because Portishead isn't in London, because it's the name of a place as well, but a very British kind of sound and that very 90s loopy trip-hop thing. I wanted someone who specialised in that, and that's exactly what he did. Blonde Zebra. Yeah. I have to check out that song, Shane. I might know it if I hear it. And so, yes, he produced this for me. So, and it was exactly what I was after. And it's difficult because Australia does have a history and a tradition of rock, and I love rock, but I didn't want to make rock. So trying to find this kind of style, a producer that could do this style, was actually really difficult locally. So now, as much as I'd love to support the local industry, I use international producers. oh, Smokey wants to go out. But that's all right. I'll let you out in just a second, okay? Don't go biting me. But this next song is No Bolt Out of the Blue, it's called, and it's also dedicated to my son and the difficulties, I guess, I had and many women have when they first become a mother. Uh-oh. I know, I will let you out, I promise. I'm just, oh, no, don't lick that. Just getting used to, you fall in love with this little being, but you don't really know what you're doing. And, they don't come with an instruction book. So I didn't feel like I became a mother just with the click of my... It wasn't, the whole motherhood thing didn't hit me like a bolt out of the blue. That's very nice, Smokey. Thank you. It was something that, kind of snuck up on me, and I think I got better at it as time goes along. And that's what this song is about. The music video is filmed on, I put a camera on one of those vacuum cleaners, the little robotic ones that go on the floor by itself. And the idea... Concerto Smokey. And the idea is the camera is looking at me, the mum, at that angle. So everything is kind of at the point of view of a baby. Speaking of babies, I'll let this one out while I play you this music video, No Bolt Out of the Blue.
Crept up like a sunrise, no snowball in the face. You look at me with my eyes, and you put me in my place. But good things take their time, and now we're intertwined. A life without you there, impossible to bear. There came no bolt out of the blue. I gave you your breath, but can I handle you? There came no bolt out of the blue. Now we fit together like summer and some days, like sleep in stormy weather. Put best laid plans away, but good things take their time, and now we're intertwined. A life without you there, impossible to bear. There came no bolt out of the blue. I gave you your breath, but can I
Now, he doesn't see me at that angle at all anymore. He sees me almost eye to eye because he's so big. He's 12. The Roomba. That's what they're called, those vacuum cleaners. Actually, that was filmed at my in-laws' place, and they were the first people I ever met that had one years ago. And yeah, they're kind of ubiquitous now, aren't they? We don't have one. I wouldn't mind one, actually. Smoky Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's right. Yeah, now for something completely different. Absolutely. So the next song is called The Whole Shebang. Now, I met a girl. She was a friend of a friend. And I don't know, her attitude blew me away at every turn. I just, sometimes you meet people. He cannot be 12. That would mean you had him at 13. Yeah, I know, right? Very young mum. This girl just had, she was a really nice person, but she just had this really, for me, odd attitude towards men. Whenever you'd see her, she would be bitching about the last date. She was single. And I kind of think, well, I don't wonder, She would be bitching about some man that did her wrong. And look, men can do you wrong. Women can do you wrong. It happens. We know that. But she just had this really kind of odd blanket thing. All men are bad. All men are doing me wrong. Yet she was always reading those books that would come out at, regular intervals about how to catch a man. And her whole attitude was, you have to catch a man. It's almost like you have to trick him into being with you. Quickly get that ring on your finger. And that whole thing just makes my skin crawl. I know some girls grow up and their main focus is about getting married and having kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that wasn't me. Not that I didn't want that, but it was never my whole raison d'etre, I kind of thought in the back of my mind, one day I'll meet someone who I'd like to marry and hopefully would want to marry me and I'll have kids and do that. Like I always had that in my head, but I never was the kind of girl who collected photos of wedding dresses that she was going to wear in the future. Like for me, you meet the person and then you decide you want to get married. I didn't want to get married and then hope I met the person that fitted in there. Oh, you got to go, Lou. Love you too. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much again. And have a lovely day. It's a beautiful day out there. And this girl, a friend of mine, had another friend in this same circle, had broken up with her fiancé. But she did have an amazing ring. And this girl who I'm talking about was just all about the ring. Oh, yeah, get rid of him. At least you got this fabulous ring out of it. Yeah, baby. And this poor girl's heartbroken. She's broken up with the person she was going to marry. And this other girl was just, oh, yeah, but have you got everything out of him? And it just felt really, really wrong to me. Men and women are different, sure. But I'm different to that girl over there as well. We're all different. And just she had this whole attitude that a man was almost like a different race. She didn't understand them at all. And her whole goal was to kind of trick one into marrying her and giving her lots of money and a beautiful ring. Just the whole thing just makes me cringe. Anyway, she had date after date after date, and none of them ever seemed to really work out for her, and I'm not surprised. And so she decided that her next strategy, she said, I'm just going to lay it on the line next time. She was doing a lot of, it wasn't Tinder at the time, but a lot of RSVP or whatever, online dating. She said, the first time I go out on a date with somebody, I'm just going to lay it on the line and say, well, I want to get married and have kids, so let me know if you're into that at some stage. I mean, way to frighten someone away. Anyway, this song is about her.
Once there was a girl who dreamt she'd own the world. She learned the rules by heart. Now waits for life to start. She thinks cohabitation will cause her complications. Romance would be so nice, but she wants the box and dice. The future was so bright, but that man was not quite right. And now the future's here, closer than it appears. Yes, you want the whole shebang, the whole to-do about I do. Oh, you want the whole shebang, old borrowed and blue. She lays it on the line with her piccolo of wine. Before it even starts, it's unto death do part. The future was so bright, but that man was not quite right. And now the future's here, closer than it appears. Yes, you want the whole shebang, the whole to-do about I do. Oh, you want the whole shebang, old borrowed and blue. Crush me like a butterfly, lovesick like a lullaby. Yes, you want the whole shebang, the whole to-do about I do. Oh, you want the whole shebang, old borrowed and blue. Yes, you want the whole shebang, the whole to-do about I do. Oh, you want the whole shebang, old borrowed and blue. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you want the whole shebang. Oh, you want the whole shebang, old borrowed and blue.
So that is from the footage I cut up from the Fred Astaire movie Royal Wedding, which was a 1950s movie, and I thought that the attitude that this girl had was very 1950s. And there was a book that came out, I talk about in that song, She Learnt the Rules by heart. The Rules was the name of a book that came out maybe in the early noughties, and a lot of people were talking about it. It was very Sex and the City kind of a thing. And, you know, there was all sorts of rules that a girl had to follow in order to snag a man. And that whole concept just makes me feel a bit ill. But there was things like, you know, if he rings you up and asks you on a date, don't be available the first 2 times. And then all that game playing stuff, which I just think is rubbish. What is in the purple table? It's blurry on your screen. Purple table? There's a table over there that's glass, so it might be. Or are you talking about in the music video? What is in the purple table? I don't know. I don't think I have a purple. Oh, that purple table up there. That is like an events table. So that's what is happening. So I see what you mean. I was thinking table, as in table and chairs. That is telling you what has happened, the last kind of 5 events that have happened. So Lou giving out subscriptions to the channel, it's put him up the top. So it's a way of thanking people that do things. So he's up the top at the moment because he gifted some subscriptions. And then the 4 under that are the last 4 people that have followed the channel. So I'm, can't see it, it's too small. Oh, well, you can't. Not that I recommend watching me on a big screen, but you can actually just press the cast button and it should. I guess it depends how you've got your TV set up. That's the way I watch Twitch when I'm watching it generally. If you cast it to your TV, it'll put the actual broadcast on the TV and you can do the chat on your device, which is very clever. Yeah, Twitch is best watched on a bigger screen because of all those little extra things. But, I can just tell you what's there. It's okay. Lou is at the top because he's Lou. Yeah. So the last song is Cast Button. Oh, do you not call that a cast button? It's the little button. I mean, we have Chromecast at home, so if you don't, maybe you don't get that button. But if I'm looking at something on my phone or my tablet and I want to see it bigger, I can press a little button that will cast it to the TV. But that's the way we've got stuff set up, so I guess it does depend. And, sometimes if I buy movies from Google Play or whatever, I do the same thing. And, we have got a smart TV that you can get to things through the apps. But when it comes to something like Twitch, I don't think there is an app on your TV. There probably is on the brand new ones, but ours is a few years old. And so that just means the broadcast gets cast to your telly. Oh, what does that mean? What a Waste just hosted the stream for 1 viewer. You need a smart TV. Mm-hmm. So What a Waste is our resident Twitch expert, as is Lou, but he's not here now. But What a Waste has already given me some advice about how to do, or some suggestions, help when I've asked about Twitch because I'm still a newbie. But What a Waste, it just says he's hosted the stream. So does that mean that if people come to your channel, they can see me too? I think that's the way it works. In that case, thank you. Much appreciated. That means you go to the top of the list. So if you can't see, for those who can't see that little purple box, What a Waste has just jumped up to the top because he's done something. He has added something to the channel. I have a share button on my screen. It gives you the option to host. That is awesome. Thank you. So you need a smart viewer. You're a smart viewer, Sid. So the last song on the EP, before we go to Disco Disconnected, is Good Old Fashioned Heartache. And I'm sure everybody here, unfortunately, has experienced heartache. It's pretty hard to get through life without it, whether it's heartache about a relationship or something else. But I wrote this song after, I was experiencing heartache of my own. And you just realize if you go through the history of music, love and loss songs, breakup songs, really no matter how much the world changes, heartache is still the same. You're still going to hurt and you might express it in different ways, but basically love and losing love, I think, is one of those universal things. It doesn't matter what country you're in, what language you speak, what culture you're in, and what period of time it is in history until now. Heartache is heartache. And so I remember just having this thought, I'm just good old-fashioned heartbroken. That's all it is. Not too smart. I cannot find these toys. You'll find them eventually. It's like me with Twitch, I'm watching lots of different streams to get ideas. I've got a cat that wants to get in. Shall we let her in? What do you reckon? I don't know. And eventually you kind of go, oh, there's that. Although I got to say, I've always been one of those people to just press every button on whatever device I happen to get. And that gets me into trouble, but it also makes me discover things. So just press every button. Whatever button, we might lose you for a second, but you can always come back. Of course, everybody's stuff is set up differently anyway, so it might not necessarily work for you. Well, I'll consider letting in Miss Fairy Bottom through the window there while I play you this, which is track number 5 from Out of the Blue, Good Old Fashioned Heartache.
Is this how it goes in love's final throes? Getting your hair cut and buying new clothes. Are those things for me, or could they be our love affairs debris? Good old-fashioned heartache, missed calls and mistakes. Now we're back where we started. Good old-fashioned heartache. How much can I bear till it breaks? And I'm left here half-hearted. Too early to call. Is there further to fall? Sleep has been scarce again. Can't pray anymore. It's not the same. Our violet flame is not burning anymore. Good old-fashioned heartache, missed calls and mistakes. Now we're back where we started. Good old-fashioned heartache. How much can I bear till it breaks? And I'm left here half-hearted. You don't ever know which way it will go. Delirious high, lovers know where to go. What are you hoping to find? The marrying kind will take a look behind. Good old-fashioned heartache, missed calls and mistakes. Now we're back where we started. Good old-fashioned heartache. How much can I bear till it breaks? And I'm left here half-hearted. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na.
There you go, you found it. I actually had a similar issue, and I saw the, what's her name? Halsey concert stream. Hard to describe what it was because it wasn't fully live, but it was amazing. The other day, it was a paid ticketed thing, and it said you can cast it to your TV or to any device, whatever, once the thing starts. And I have realised that anything you're watching, you pretty much, if you're on a phone, you touch just the screen, the broadcast screen, and then other little hidden menus come up. So I guess it's the same kind of thing. Oh, there you go. You've got all the icons now, all the emotes are all happening. All right, so we go ahead a few years and I get into more of a 70s vibe. Now, my big theory is that not straight after lockdown, because I think it's going to be a slow segue into normal society for us here in Australia, or in New South Wales at least. But once we really get going again, Sydney took my spot. That's right. You have to think of something else to do. By the way, I know What a Waste, you will know this, but if you see a little pink icon down in the bottom left corner of the chat, if you press on that, I have shortened the name to Mandy's, but basically they're channel points. So the longer you watch, you don't pay anything to get the points. They just build up after you watch and you do stuff. If you press on that little icon there, it'll give you options to spend those channel points. And you can do things like make me say hello to you and other random things, and unlock other emotes and that kind of stuff. So this is the kind of thing that I love about Twitch, is that it is interactive. And, I do a lot of watching as well, partly to learn, but partly because it's fun. And I love the fact that they're just little things, but it feels like, you can't do that on the telly. If you're watching something on the telly, you don't get that interactivity. And I think that's why Twitch is particularly good, particularly clever. And if you do one of those things, you might be able to take that top spot. Okay, so yes, the 70s. I have a theory that once the world comes back, and I don't know when that will be, because even though it will come back, it's going to be very restricted and people are still going to be scared, I think, for a little while. Let's get Mandy to deliver pizza. Oh, you'd have to get a lot of points for that to happen, especially if you're not in actual Sydney, because no one will let me out. But I think disco is going to have a resurgence, as in 70s disco, because I think it's a fun era of music, and not 70s in general. I love 70s rock, but I mean disco specifically, where it is, you could argue it's a bit throwaway, but it's really fun music that is designed to get you dancing. And I think that just after, the Depression, there was the crazy roaring 20s. I think we're going to go through an era like that once COVID has been suppressed all around the world. It might take a little while, but I think that kind of 70s fun vibe is going to come back, and I hope so. I'll have your cheese, Sydney. Always have extra cheese. And this album was inspired by my love of dance music, which is not my favourite music necessarily, but I did at this era. I always get influenced by the other gigs I'm doing at the time. When I wrote Out of the Blue, I was doing a lot of 60s music. When I wrote Disco Disconnected, it wasn't so much 70s, although I definitely did do a lot of 70s disco in cover bands too. But I was working with a lot of DJs. Some of that was live, so I would turn up and just improvise over house music, which was always fun. But I also appeared on a few DJs' mixes, when they would have guest singers in different things. So I did that as well. So the first 4 songs, I'm not going to play all 8 of them, because the second 4 are actually remixes. I know we need a new premiere. Oh, I know. So the first 4 I'm going to play you, and the second 4 are remixes that are done in all different styles. So the first one is actually called Disco Disconnected, which is the name of the EP itself, and it is about someone who continues to act like they're in their teens or maybe their early 20s, and they still just want to go out and party all the time. I'm not saying whether that's good or bad, but that's what it's about. This was filmed at one of my favourite venues where I've done live launches and shows before, called Slide in Darlinghurst.
Don't you think you'd better make this a virgin margarita? Oh yes, you better. Tearing up the staring, you are apart, and 3 a.m. is no place to start. Lay that glitter on your lips. Will you ever be too old for this? The disco disconnected. Disco disconnected. Some nights never ever come undone, and youth is wasted on them. Yes, son, the young, and you were wasted in your youth, and still so many strangers left to seduce. Lick that glitter off your lips. Will you ever be too old for this? The disco disconnected. Disco disconnected. What will happen there? Oh, when you crash, the lights will run to flash. The mirrors crack, the devil's coming in. A leather dress, please make a date to confess, to confess. The disco disconnected. Disco disconnected. Disco disconnected. Disco disconnected.
Strawberry margaritas, yum. Oh, you found the cast button. That is excellent. Yes, I wouldn't mind a strawberry margarita right now, actually. I think I prefer something without tequila in it, though. Hasn't everybody had kind of an experience with tequila that they regret? It seems to be a thing. And I was talking about that, I think it was on Friday, because I did a wine tasting online. You know, I've been doing the hard liquor online tastings on a Friday, but this one was, I'll have to try it when I'm alone. Oh, you're sharing the TV. Yeah, fair enough. Say hello to Lynn for me. I've got the name right, haven't I? You like good tequila. Well, I probably haven't had good tequila because I was, you know, at the age that I was drinking tequila, I couldn't afford anything good. So I'm sure, well, they're talking about doing an online tasting of tequila, and apparently there is a major difference between all the tequilas. So Lynn, say hello to Lynn for me. And yes, I wouldn't know because I've only had the, the rubbish ones, I think. But we did a Shiraz tasting on Friday, and Shiraz is my favourite wine. The only problem is I can't drink it when I'm going to sing that day or the next because it roughens up my throat, which is probably good because I'm singing a lot. It means I don't drink a lot. You're only bad. But that was a really good tasting, and one of them was a Grange. You know, we're talking about a very small amount. And I might explain that actually because it was really interesting. Of the people that were online in this online tasting, at least half of them, because half of where I live is very, there's a lot of people that have come from the UK. And about half of them had come from the UK and had said that they'd only really heard of Grange when they came to Australia. But basically it's a very expensive, delicious kind of brand, not a brand, a type of wine. But this was a Shiraz Grange and it was incredible. And then the last one, or the second last one we had, was a Shiraz gin. So good. So we had like a Shiraz gin cocktail and it was really yummy. But I do love the fact that they're really starting to, you know, mix all different kinds of drinks like that to create new things. One of them was a Shiraz in a can, and I'd give that a miss. And I've already tried, I love Prosecco and champagne, and I've tried Prosecco in a can and it just doesn't taste good. I think the can, you can taste the can. Penfolds, it might have even been a Penfolds Grange, you know, 10 minutes from your place. Well, that's handy. Very, very too handy, I would say. So, number two on, I think Blonde must be winning the poll by now. No canned wine, no, that's right. I think the idea of it's good because it's a small thing that you can take easily with you. Like beer works, right? But yeah, it doesn't work with wine. It changes the taste. You know, when you drink out of different containers, you can taste the container to a certain amount, and look, glass just tastes the best. Even plastic, I don't think tastes really good. Like if you drink soft drink out of plastic or juice or whatever, you can taste it. It's not as nice. So you have 60 cellar doors. Oh my goodness, at Barossa Valley, of course. It's beautiful there, and that's for those who aren't in Oz, that is a very famous winemaking region. Only bad experience with tequila was your 22nd birthday. A bar I visited had 6 women working and I didn't tell them it was my birthday. Brought in a cake. They were upset. So each lady bought you a margarita since they couldn't get you a gift. Oh, but it was a bad experience because 6 is too many, isn't it, when it comes to those kind of drinks? And the trouble is with those kind of drinks is they're mixed with a mixer, and so they always taste sweet and lovely, and it makes you want to throw them down. Yeah, look it up. Look it up, Water Waste, and when you come to Australia, you can do a little trip there and check out the wine. It's a lovely region. So, Shane, you said before, was it Paul Mac? Paul Mac is I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but is a famous Australian producer that did do a few of those collabs with female singers, but it wasn't him. Damien Gundry was one of them, and quite a few others are around the place locally as well as in the UK. Oh, 6 triple shot margaritas as well. So actually 18, basically. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you survived. Coke was always better in glass bottles. Exactly. It just tastes better. Okay, number 2. Number 2 on the Disco Disconnected mini album is what I called it, because it was kind of in between an EP and an album, is Untangle. This is the only song that I've recorded in the last quite a few years with an Australian producer. Not because I don't love Australian producers, just didn't find the right one for me. And this is a producer called No Qualms. And he, at the time, lived in Bondi, so it was very handy. I wrote this song about, me and breakups. I write songs about breakups. I just like being melancholy sometimes. But this song was about the aftermath, especially if you've gone out with someone for a long time. Obviously, there's a lot of heartbreak around the actual split, but then there's the practical side of things. It's like, well, we met those people together, so whose friends are they going to be? Can we still share them as friends? Is that going to be weird? What happens with the cat? What happens? I'm assuming, the kind of relationship where you actually live together and it's fairly long term. Oh, Sid, well, that's probably a good thing to have happened in retrospect, because it made sure you didn't do that again. So Untangle comes from untangling those 2 lives and separating them back out to 2 individuals again. This is from my purple years.
Untangle all that's joining me to you. History is not a reason not to leave, not to stay. These walls could weep, but they won't stand up when I stand and walk away. How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? Untangle all that's joining me. You hold my feet to the fire, hold my heart in your hands. Tempers fly, but there's no goodbyes. Nowhere left safe to land. How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? Untangle all that's joining me. Joining me. Joining me. How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? How am I supposed to try and tangle me from you? Untangle all
So there you go. Water has actually drunk some wines from the Barossa Valley. Water, you're probably into wine then, I would say. I mean, wine is one of those things, isn't it? California has great wine. I know there's certain countries that are famous for their wines, but if you're living in the US and you've had Australian wine, I'd say you're a bit of a connoisseur. I am so rude. I missed Sydney's jumped up to the top of the list, and he has spent some of his channel points on me saying hello. Hello, Sydney. I'm sorry I missed it before. It must have been when one of the videos was playing. Clare Valley, Langhorne Creek, yes. That's right, Penfolds. Penfolds, I think, is one of those. It's a very big wine brand, and they have a big range of wines. So actually, I learned this on my online experience on Friday, that they have the Grange, which is, you know, really a top of the range, and then they have the kind of the cheap stuff that we probably drank in high school as well. You missed it too. Well, hello. What I have to do, I notice when I visit other people's channels, they have all sorts of, you know, and you have to kind of create your channel to reflect you and the people that like you, like watching you. But they have all little traditions and things. I know when I raid another channel, they often have a Raiders song. And I think I need to just write a quick little hello song so that it means more than just saying hello, which I would do anyway, so that you can spend your channel points on something that actually, you know, makes something happen. You were called Claret in high school. Wow. That's funny. So yes, I mean, and if you visit, I know some people here are very new to Twitch and might not have visited other channels yet, or maybe only the ones that I've been raiding. But if you see something that you like on another channel, little things that they do, then let me know, because I really want to enhance this experience for all of us. And nobody's answered my question of the day. Does anyone have a celebrity that they would like to swap places with for just a day? I think I said Lady Gaga before, but I think I would also like to swap with Taylor Swift. Taylor's music isn't necessarily the kind of stuff I listen to, but I do appreciate what she does. And I did go and see her live because I love going to see the really big pop extravaganzas. And it was a big... Oh, Shane, I thought you were called Claret. I thought, wow, you must have drunk a lot of claret to have a nickname of Claret. Red wine was known. Yeah, my mum calls it claret. Red wine was called claret at the time. There you go. That's funny. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mandy Show. Yes, I'm going to have to create something like that. But yes, I went to see Taylor Swift when she came to Sydney pre-lockdown, and she had a big stadium extravaganza. It was an outside concert, and it was actually raining, and she was a trooper. Which I knew she would be. She seems to be a very cool chick, I reckon. And she did all the dancing, and, you could tell sometimes she was slipping on the stage, and I don't think it would have been 100% safe, although I'm sure the insurers would have had something to say about it and wouldn't have let her go ahead if it was unsafe. But we were literally sitting it was a girlfriend and I sitting with an umbrella pulled down really close over us because we didn't want to block the view of the people behind us, but we also didn't want to be wet. So we had our raincoats and everything as well, but it was really coming down. We didn't leave, but it was an extravaganza. It was great. And I would like to swap places with her for a day, and what I would do is email me and say, I think we should do a collaboration. And I think it would be great. I've got a little cat at the window again. But I let her in and then she just wants to get out again. But a little face comes to the window, and anyway. So yes, I think Taylor Swift would be another choice of mine. I'll let you in a minute, Smokey. Okay, number 3. Can't think of any celebs I'd want to swap with. Well, have dinner with. Yeah, that's a different question. You like Tay-Tay. Oh, your daughter was born on the same day as Taylor. Excellent. Who would you like to have dinner with, Shane? That would be good too. I mean, you get to know someone in a different way if you were actually them for a day. But just having a conversation with people over dinner would be fantastic. So number 3 on Disco Disconnected is hanging by a thread. And I didn't have postpartum depression. I didn't have that. But, besides dining with me, thank you. But I did have the feeling that a lot of new mothers have when you just don't know how to do this thing. I guess out of the blue, No Bolt Out of the Blue had a little bit of a similar theme, but there were times when it's, in the middle of the night and you kind of feel alone. Obviously you're with your baby, but they can't communicate with you yet. And you want to do everything for them and you put yourself under such great pressure as a parent to look after this child who is helpless and is relying on you. And sometimes you just feel so out of your depth. So, it's a melancholy song, surprise, surprise. I do love the footage I found for this. There is a website called the Prellingers Archive, and it gathers together a whole lot of footage, photos, other media, audio that is in the public domain. So it's for use for anybody who wants to cut it up and do something else with it or just watch it. And it's not only commercial movies and things like that, but it's also people have donated from their own families. And it's really intriguing if you want to, waste a few hours of your, not waste, spend a few hours of your life. You can definitely go down rabbit holes. But I found this old footage. My stomach is grumbling and it's a fast day for me, so I'm in trouble. I think even talking about the wine has got me thinking about what goes with it. This is Hanging by a Thread.
Don't ask me what's wrong. I only wanna sing the sad songs. 3 a.m. comes along. I'll unravel so you can put me alone. Here I stand with my coat up in the rain. The wind is biting, but I can't feel the pain. I'm standing on the edge with no one to blame. And I know you wonder if I'll ever be the same again. I'm hanging by a thread, so much left unsaid, running I'm sentimental, but I know what love takes, and you will see. I thought that it would come naturally, so please make a mother out of me.
Sorry, turn the mic down for a sec there. Yeah, that actually is a good point. If I was having dinner with you, and it happened to be a Monday or a Wednesday, I would change the day of my fast, because eating with somebody else that's eating yummy stuff in front of you is not easy and not fun. And food is one of the great joys of life. And even though I fast, so I have days where I don't eat, it only makes me love it all the more. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And so what I do, if it's a fast day and other people are eating around me, because I feel like I have pretty good willpower, but if someone is eating right in front of me, and especially the smells, even more than the visuals, I reckon the smells, I have to walk away. So I'll just I'll just go to a different room while they're eating. Drinking a protein shake, cheating. Well, I think protein shakes could be high calorie. So it would depend, because fasting isn't completely no calories. Fasting is 500 calories on the 5-2 diet thing. I don't like calling it a diet, because it's not something that I do for a short amount of time to lose weight, which is what I think of diets being, but it's a lifestyle thing. So it's a permanent part of the way I live. So how many of you, you're all invited for dinner. I'm not the best cook in the world. There's a few things that I can cook that I think I do well. So I guess I would just do that. What has got his hand up? You are so welcome. I haven't got the hugest house either, but we could all sit outside, maybe have a barbie. It'll be a nice day. We have a barbie, and don't worry, I'm still happy to cook meat, even though I'm a pescatarian. We can throw some prawns on the barbie. We don't call them shrimp, even though that's what the ad said. That sounds fun to me. So you could potentially drink a protein shake, Sid, if it was less than 500 calories, and if it was 500, then that's the only thing you'd get to eat. So the kind of thing I'll do, I haven't eaten anything yet. I'll have some kombucha, which I love. And kombucha, if you don't know, I don't know if that's something that's popular everywhere, but kombucha, the cats come around to the other window. No, Smokey, you'll just want to go out again. It's a nice day. Oh, okay. If you get the right ones, they're low-cal. So in that case, yes, we could choose a restaurant. That's probably safer for everybody. And then we could just come and hang out in my place and have tequila in the backyard after. So yeah, the kind of thing that I would do on a fast day, I have kombucha, which is very low calorie. It's very healthy. It's kind of got a probiotic base to it, like a yogurt, although it's not the milk side of things. So it's more like a healthy soft drink. It's fizzy, but that's because of its natural fermented properties, and it's very low cal and it's yummy. Not everyone thinks it's yummy. It's got an unusual taste, but I love it. So I would start the day off with some tea. I don't have milk or sugar, so 0 calories. And I would have some kombucha. And then I try and hold off eating as long as I can, because I feel like when my stomach wakes up and goes, oh, that's right, food, that's bloody awesome, then it wants to keep having food all day. So I kind of, I've got the cat on the window. Sorry, Smokey. I'll let you in a little while, all right, darling? You don't really want to come in because you'll just want to go out again. So I'll avoid bread like the plague because it's high calorie and yummy. And I'll have something like maybe some hummus, dip in some veggies, and keep it all light. And do that really, really late in the day. And if I can get away with that being my only actual food, then that's good. You know, you kombucha, but you don't drink it. Yeah, it's not for everybody. No, don't go to the bakery. I'm thinking about bakeries now. All right. We're up to number 4, which is the last one I'm going to play you, for now at least, from the Disco Disconnected mini album, because the others are remixes. But number 4 is the New Bohemians. And for a long time, I hosted a singer-songwriter live showcase, but also a TV show called Pop Tarts. And I really loved the community around that. This was back in the MySpace page days. Tonight's dessert is watermelon. Watermelon's good. Honey, oh, stop it, Shane. Honey log with fresh cream. How good does that sound? I don't think I'll be able to squeeze that into my fast day. Watermelon, I could probably have a bit of watermelon. That's not so high sugar. So yeah, this community that got built around Pop Tarts was fantastic. And some of my best friends, like Jo Elms, who I always talk about, I met her there. And I used to run these live events, do the TV show. And so I met so many people. And it was a really inclusive, lovely, supportive bunch of people. And I met so many interesting artists, as well as they're interesting as artists and interesting as people. Oh, you know, maybe a honey log is an Aussie thing. Honey log is good. Do you make your own, Shane? I have never, but just wondered if you did. Oh, stop it, my mouth's watering. So the New Bohemians is, I felt like, you know, this was just a bunch of kick-ass, independent artists all doing their own thing and making their mark on the world. And so that's what the vibe of this song is. And because it was about a whole lot of other artists in this community, I wanted to showcase some of them actually in the clip. So I hired this amazing venue. I love this venue. And I invited everyone to come over and to do a little cameo in the clip. So some of you might recognise some of the artists here. And even my producer from the early days, Michael Carpenter, was one of them. Violet Crumble. Oh, and I suppose I should let the cat in. This is the New Bohemians.
So you wanna change the world, do you? Wear flowers maybe in your hair, no wilting violets over here. You wanna change the girl, do you? Well, she's strangely addictive, and the heart will want what the heart can't see. And she's go, baby, go where the mojo. We are the New Bohemians. We dance out loud and we dance like the meteor. We are the New Bohemians. Boom, sha, boom, ra-da-di-da-di-da. So you're coming out new age, you will delicious possibility to browbeat your negativity. You're turning a new page, you well, she's stealing the limelight, and the heart will want what the heart can't see. And she's go, baby, go with her mojo. We are the New Bohemians. We dance out loud and we dance like the meteor. But we are the New Bohemians. Boom, sha, boom, ra-da-di-da-di-dum. So you wanna change the world, do you? Well, flowers may be in your hair, but no wilting violets over here. You wanna change the girl, do you? Well, she's strangely addictive, and the heart will want what the heart can't see. And she's go, baby, go where the honey. She's a punch drunk, dreamy, and nighttime steamy. She's go, baby, go. She's a boho.
you go, the new Bohemians. Oh, your problem with Australia is you wouldn't leave. Have you been here before? Well, we'd love to have you. So as soon as we open the borders, I hope you can. Yeah, borders are shut for now. I mean, they're talking about international flights going out of Australia in November, which seems early to me. Who knows though, huh? Touch wood, we have a lot of family overseas that I would love to see. I would love to go, or I'd love to have them here. Oh, you talked about before, Shane. Was that in answer to the question of celebrities you'd like to be? Katrina Roundtree. I'm trying to think that name. She's a journalist, right? A presenter, TV presenter. And Kate Sobrano. Very interesting. And you said Dave Matthews. Very cool. And I love the fact, Shane, that you chose some women, because that's actually a really good thought. If you that's what you get. Yeah, from Getaway. That's right. And that's actually a really good thought, because if you're going to exchange places with someone for the day, why wouldn't you want to find out what it felt like to be the opposite sex? That would be awesome. Now I know why I let you in. Least you can do is show your pretty face to everybody, since you're being such a rascal. Oh. Maybe I'll win a bunch on my next trip. Yeah. That would be very cool. Now, if I play the piano, are you going to behave yourself? You wanted to be let in. Do you want me to put you out the window again? I think you should go out the window again. Crazy, crazy cat. Well, that was the end of the album adventures for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to stay and play some songs, but that was the end of those 2 EPs. So I hope you enjoyed the little stories and the clips. By the way, I'm always open to your input. So if you have any, dueling pianos, I have to get her own little cute piano. If you have any suggestions on things that you'd like to do during the streams, I'd love to hear. If you have any suggestions for questions of the day, I'd love to hear. When I visited Peter Northcote's show on Saturday night, that was really fun, and he did a quiz which I loved, and it was just a general knowledge kind of quiz, and even though he was answering the questions himself online, he was getting input from all the chat. That was really cool. But anyway, anything that you maybe do on other streams or you can think of, I am open to it, so let me know. Eye to Eye. I assume you want Letter to a Small Boy first. Is that a fair assumption? I feel like I've done a few songs about Joey today, but this is the ultimate one. By the way, Shane, since you're the newbie, what Sydney is doing is bringing up the request list. Tanty has wanted to get you on the quiz. Yes, please. If you do get on, let me know, and I'll make sure I tune in. It's quite funny, the fact that, Peter's doing Saturday nights, because he would always be working and I would always be working normally live on a Saturday night. And weekends just feel so different in general now, because I'm usually, my weekdays is when I get all the admin stuff done. It's when, hopefully I can be creative as well and write songs and all that kind of thing, and just all the preparation and rehearsal, and then you kind of ramp up to the weekend. But now it all feels the opposite. First, second, third and fourth. So yes, the exclamation mark and SR, or you can just write list. Lou is hilarious. Well, I know Lou from the real world very well. We used to do amateur theatre together, so it doesn't surprise me. He would have been a great guest to have. Oh, Schmokes, you are a sweetheart, but you're a little bit of a nuisance. Just a little bit. So you can do it that way. You can actually, the song list bot is telling you, you can do that, or you can just go to the list and it'll say join with Twitch. So you just press that button because it's only for people on Twitch. And then you can go through the whole list. You can search the list by artist or song title and then press the little request button. That didn't work. Oh. Maybe it has to be a capital S. You do get used to this whole command thing, I got to say, because at first I'm like, what? There you go. There's the list, and you can just check, click on that link and it'll take you off to the actual list itself. But once you get to know the list, then you can actually use commands just to go directly in the chat and request it. But the link should work. Yeah, I'm still getting used to it all, but it's actually really clever. I mean, you can't do any of this kind of stuff on Facebook, so I do love it. So we do our proper request day on Wednesday. I'm always happy to take requests anyway, but Wednesdays are really focused on getting everyone's requests in. But you can request anyway. Here is Letter to a Small Boy. Smokey, you can't jump on the piano during this song because it's a very heartfelt song. And I don't think your skills are quite up to harmonising yet. Are you listening to me? No. Hey, there's a beautiful pillow over there. Why don't you go and sit on the pillow? Or there's a glass of water. Usually you can't resist having a little glass of water. We all know cats only do what they want to do, right? She stayed on there no time at all. Oh, I keep getting... I know she's going to interrupt, but I'll try anyway, okay? I keep getting electric shocks. It's quite a nice sound. Thanks, Smokey. I'll go with that.
If I could teach you all the secrets that I've learned about the world, I would, and I would show you only goodness in the world, if I could. But don't be frightened of pain, we need it like the rain, it's there to help us to the other side. It's the times that are the hardest at first that can mean the most and make it all worthwhile. Take Smokey. Oh my goodness. I have a keyboard sitting underneath my monitor and she just put her paw out and started that music video. Did you enjoy that and you wanted to see it again? I tell you what I'll do. I will come back to that song. Smokey, I'm going to play you. How about this, Smokey? Smokey 12-inch remix. I'm going to play this because it's very appropriate while I let Missy out.
Dexter. Dexter, that cannot be comfortable.
I think you sent me that video, Sid. Oh, I do love cats. But what's the bet? Now that I've let her out down the stairs, she'll come back and stick her head into the window again, as if to say, let me in, you're so mean, you don't let me in. Hello, Hip Bob Shah. That is a very cool name. How are you? Welcome to the stream. I'm just a noob here at Twitch and I'm very pleased to see you. I'm about to sing a song that is from my last EP that is about my son. It's called Letter to a Small Boy. If I could teach you all the secrets that I've learned about the world, I would, and I would show you only goodness in the world, if I could. But don't be frightened of pain, we need it like the rain. It's there to help us to the other side. It's the times that are the hardest at first that can mean the most and make it all worthwhile. Take this song to keep till later on. My love is in this song, so you're not alone. I write a letter to a small boy. You might not get it now, but maybe one day when I can't put my arms around you, these words will mean to you so much more. You were born with such a handsome face, but that can't replace compassion and kindness. Make sure you look for all the beauty in the world around you. And inside people too, they'll give it back to you. And they're really all that matters. in the end. Take this song to keep till later on. My love is in this song, so you're not alone. I write a letter to a small boy. You might not get it now, but maybe one day when I can't put my arms around you, these words will mean to you so much more. I write a letter to a small boy. You might not get it now, but maybe one day when I can't put my arms around you, these words will mean to you so much more. Thank you so much for the follow, Hip Bob. I really appreciate it. Especially because I'm going to get this right eventually. Which arm is it? I'm not doing a dance. I'm trying to point at that, that pink thing up there. It says, how many followers to a new hair colour? We're in lockdown here in Sydney. I'd love to know where you're from, by the way. I'm here in Sydney, Australia, and we're in lockdown until at least the end of the month, probably much longer. And to be honest, I've always dyed my hair crazy colours, but I haven't for a little while. And that's become one of my lockdown activities, you know, way of releasing stress and tension and creativity and all that kind of stuff. And I've run out of pink dye. So I thought, okay, what will I do next? And I've decided that if I can get to 100 follows by Wednesday, by the end of Wednesday, then I will do a colour of my Twitch followers choosing. So there is a poll and you can choose red, orange, red as in bright red, the colour of my keyboard, which you can see there. Red, orange, green, blue, blonde or black. So there you go. Amanda gives you a blind pick of a song by Mandy. Ah, yes, I see. Oh, I didn't know that. See, a lot of us here are still learning Hip. What a Waste is a Twitch regular, and he often helps me out when I get stuck because I've only been here for a little while. Thank you so much. Where are you from, by the way? We have everybody listening right at the moment is from the US, and we have one Aussie here. Yeah, it does take you out of the stream, doesn't it? When you press the song list. But you can come back straight away. And I'm not actually looking at the request list now. I do most of the requests on Wednesday, but as I said, still happy to do them now. But I also might do something else. How about this song? This is very appropriate for the times. And then I will have a look at the request list as well and see what's going on there. I probably haven't taken the ones that I didn't get to from last week as well. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very night world. mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made you feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Definitely a mad world at the moment. Yeah, I snuck in the backing singers when I let Smokey out. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to have a look at the request list. By the way, I'll be back next here on Twitch. As you know, if you've been here before, I don't normally do Mondays, but I wanted to do a special adventure through my recorded material, and I've already done Wallflower, Polaroids and postcards, which, by the way, you can find the album adventures themselves. So it's like a visual album with the stories behind them. You can find them on my YouTube, and YouTube is youtube.com/Amanda Easton. So I would love you to go and visit there and see what other crazy content there is, music videos and a lot of these live things and a lot of random things. Last lockdown was a good time to get creative with different random videos, collaborations, acapellas, all sorts of things. And of course I used to have a show called Pop Tarts on telly here in Australia, and there's some clips and some episodes from that as well. Hey, thank you, Streamlad. See, you're clever. What a waste. You knew that would happen. There is my Instagram. I think I've only set up socials for Instagram, but yeah, please follow there as well. I've got the whole, 9 yards pretty much. Twitter, which I got to say I don't use too much. Facebook I use a lot. Instagram I use quite a bit, and TikTok. I'm only quite recent there as well. So yes, it'd be great to see you. Streamer song list. I'm just getting the list up now. Seeing what goodies I've got. But please follow me on Instagram if you're on Instagram as well. All the ways we can keep in touch is always good. So don't forget, if you're not already on Streamer Song List, you can click that link and just join it with your Twitch account, and it'll come up with song lists of anybody that you happen to visit while you're on Twitch. Where's David today? We miss our David. Song list purple. That's a Wednesday song. All right, so Let It Do With Small Boy I've done. Okay, let's do that. I haven't put the request list actually up, which I can do as well. I can put it up on the screen, but David's not here today, and a couple of his requests are languishing on the top of the queue. In fact, I will take them off because he can put them on again next time he's here. So if you're new to this stream, you might not even know what the word daggy means if you're not Australian, but I would like to say that on my tombstone, which I hope is a very long way away in the future, I would like to have the words daggy but awesome put on it. And there's a lot of music that I like that would be considered daggy, but in my mind, certainly awesome. And Purple People Eater is definitely one of those. For some reason, it's become almost a theme song for this stream, thanks to Stu, who's not here today. And the first emote that I created was a little purple person. Oh, no, it's a purple people eater. But the thing is, I think the purple people eater isn't necessarily purple. He just eats people that are purple, which means he doesn't eat anybody, basically. So I don't know how that works. Anyway, it's a crazy song. It's in the queue at 16, so it won't happen till Wednesday anyway. Oh, I'm so disappointed. All right, so how about I'll do this one and then I'll do one of mine. You know, I'm a massive fan of Kate Bush. Good start, Amanda.
Out on the windy moss, we'd roll and fall in green. You had a temper like my jealousy, too hard, too greedy. How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too. Bad dreams in the night, you told me I was going to lose the fight. Leave behind what the ring hides Heathcliff. It's me, I'm Kathy, I've come home and I'm so cold. Let me into your window, Heathcliff. It's me, I'm Kathy, I've come home and I'm so cold. Let me into your window. Oh, it gets dark, it gets lonely on the other side from you. I find a lot falls through without you. I'm coming back, love, cruel Heathcliff, my one dream, my only master. Too long I roam in the night. I'm coming back to his side to put it right. I'm coming back to what the ring hides Heathcliff. It's me, I'm Kathy, I've come home and I'm so cold. Let me into your window, Heathcliff. It's me, I'm Kathy, I've come home and I'm so cold. Let me into your window. Ooh, let me have it, let me grab your soul away. Ooh, let me have it, let me grab your soul away. You know it's me, Kathy. Heathcliff, it's me, I'm Kathy, I've come home and I'm so cold. Let me into your window, Heathcliff. It's me, I'm Kathy, I've come home and I'm so cold. Let me into your window.
What is that little emote, Sydney? That's a cute one. Oh, it's a crying face one. Oh, Stu for dinner. Yeah, we'll have to tell Stu about that when he comes on. Oh, thank you. And the next one you requested, I believe, was At the Door, which of course is one of mine from Wallflower. And my vinyl is definitely on its way. I've got a note to say This is for anybody who is in Australia or New Zealand. All the US and UK folks and Canada, etc., have got their versions of my vinyl, the vinyl versions of Wallflower, but which is my latest album. But the Australian stuff had to come from the US where it was pressed, and it is definitely on its way. But we've had some cases of COVID in the mail sorting centres in New South Wales, and so even the Father's Day present I bought hasn't got here yet, and everything is a little bit delayed. But I did get a note to say that the vinyl is on its way, so that's very exciting for me. I can't wait to hold it in my hand. I know, right, Sid? But I thought I might do an unboxing live, because it might be tomorrow or the next day. And that's something that my young son loves watching YouTube and seeing people take stuff out of boxes. I know, right? Weird, but strangely interesting. So I'm going to try and make it interesting. At least you'll get the surprise on my face, or the thrill, I hope. If I hate it, it'll be a negative surprise, but we'll see. But I thought, depends if I can hold on. I'm going to try and do an unboxing live. It felt like every day was summer for me and you. Days stretched out ahead forever, yellow and blue. A Hollywood house, open top cars, a lifetime ago. Now it's all here in a battered shoebox. It overflows. 10 years of us, you packed it up, left it at my door, and all there is left of us is at the door. You didn't stop to say hello or see my face. You left me with these photographs and nothing to say. You dropped it all off in this battered shoebox and slipped away. 10 years of us, you packed it up, left it at my door, and all there is left of us is at the door. I know we had a fairy tale life before the rug got pulled away. Old hurts are only whispers now. The history of us can never really change. 10 years of us, you packed it up, left it at my door, and all there is left of us is at the door. I haven't heard of that before. He's a reverse cat. He likes to watch things come out of boxes. Ah, thank you, Wada. How cool is that emote? Cats like to get in them. That is so true. I do love that about cats. It's very cute. All right, I'm going to tick that one off. And this is reminding me, looking at this, David on Friday night requested Leave a Light On by Belinda Carlisle, which is a song I love. And I put it, sometimes I do this, I do this in life actually. But this is an example. I put that song on the request list before I learnt it because I knew it would make me learn it. But I still haven't learnt it. But I will by Wednesday. And I often do that. I put a line in the sand, or maybe it's a line in concrete, to make sure that I do things that maybe there's a chance that I won't do unless I make a stand about it. So I find, like, I'll put a date in the diary and I'll book a venue for an album launch, even though I haven't finished the album yet, because I think a solid deadline like that is going to get me moving. So that's the same with the fasting. I've told you that I'm fasting Monday and Wednesday. Now that I've said it, I've got to do it, right? It's all about being accountable. So let me see. Oh, some of these are from last week. I'm a bit naughty. I should have marked them off. So we're getting closer and closer to Purple People Eater. Does that say sarcasm? Egasm. Egasm's good. I like that. So, sorry, David. These ones will have to wait for next time. Well, I know Lou's not here. I'm laughing because you know how you said it was number 13 or something on the song list? Because these are all old ones that I haven't marked off. We're almost there. Oh my goodness. It's crept up to number 3. Scary. Well, first I'm going to do this song even though Lou's not here anymore, because there's been so much talk about ABBA. And this is the only ABBA song I know, which is an absolute just travesty. And I'm going to have to change that. If I had to add a new ABBA song to my set list, what would your choice be? That is the new question of the day. I think everyone's already voted on my hair colour. And some of us have answered the real question of the day, which is what celebrity would you trade places with for a day? But the more important question of the day has become, what ABBA song should I add to my song list? The only one that's there at the moment is this one, A Winner Takes It All, which has always been my karaoke song. But if I had to add another one, there are so many choices. And you're not allowed to say that you don't like ABBA. It's just not allowed. And I have a theory that everybody secretly enjoys it, even if it's one of those things that you don't admit to publicly. ABBA should stay karaoke. Oh no, Shane, are you telling me you're not an ABBA fan? Not even just a little bit, like when you're really drunk and when you want one of those guilty pleasures? Oh, I hope you don't disappear now because I'm about to play an ABBA song. But I do admit that this song is definitely daggy, but awesome. So Shane's vote is that there's no other ABBA added to the list. I don't want to talk about the things we've gone through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history. I've played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say, no more ace to play. The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the victory. That's a destiny. I was in your arms thinking I belong there. I figured it made sense, building me a fence, building me a home, thinking I'd be strong there, but it was a fool playing by the rules. The gods may throw the dice, their minds as cold as ice, and someone way down here loses someone dear. The winner takes it all, the loser has to fall. It's simple and it's plain, why should I complain? But tell me, does she kiss like I used to kiss you? Does it feel the same when she calls your name? Somewhere deep inside, you must know I miss you. But what can I say? Rules must be obeyed. The judges will decide, the likes of me abide. Spectators of the show, always staying low. The game is on again, a lover or a friend, a big thing or a small, the winner takes it all. I don't wanna talk if it makes you feel sad, and I understand you've come to shake my hand. I apologize if it makes you feel bad, seeing me so tense, no self-confidence. The winner takes it all, the loser has to fall. It's simple and it's plain, why should I complain? The winner takes it all. I see your eyes in the morning, I see your eyes in the morning sun. Na, 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 na. How deep is your love? That's a great song. I don't have that on my song list. I would have to maybe spend a bit of time on that one because it's in a different key. And I don't know how familiar I am with all of it, but that's a good one. That's definitely a good song. You don't really know any ABBA songs by title. Shane had an ABBA Arrival pillow when you were 7 and you got rid of it. Oh, that is so cute. I hope you gave it to someone who appreciated it. Or did you just chuck it in the rubbish? It's like, Mom, why'd you get me that? That's so cute. I see your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. Na, 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 na. Kind of know how it goes. I'm going to write it down, old school style, like with an actual pen, and look it up for you for tomorrow or the next day. I know it's Bee Gees originally, but I think it's been covered a few times by people as well. Yeah, Mamma Mia and Dancing Queen, they're the ones that I tend to think of straight away with ABBA. It is a beautiful song. All right, but this next one is mine. This is a love song from my Polaroids and Postcards album. This is requested by Sydney. when night time closes in around us and day is stripped away, you say my name like something precious and take my breath away. It's not possession for us, it's belonging to us. No such thing as close enough. So much passion for us, it's belonging to us. Impenetrable. Truth will show when you stand so close and away. Toe to toe, so close, eye to eye. Our world is just this room in this moment, just where we wanna be. No one sees me quite as clearly in these spaces in between. It's not possession for us, it's belonging to us. No such thing as close enough. So much passion for us, it's belonging to us. Truth will show when you stand so close and away. Toe to toe, so close, eye to eye. Sometimes I hold on to her like a medal at my heart, but we can't take this for granted. Toe to toe, so close, eye to eye. Truth will show when you stand so close and away. Toe to toe, so close, eye to eye. Truth will show, so to toe, eye to eye. So close. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, you were thinking that was an ABBA song. I mean, ABBA and Bee Gees, I can see a similarity. A lot of people think the Bee Gees are daggy too, but both groups, amazing songwriters, really, in my opinion, fantastic melodies. And you could argue kind of cheesy, but I don't mind a bit of cheese. Thank you. That's a cool dolphin. I like that emote. Very, very cool. All right. So I am in a bit of a Blondie mood. I know I'm not looking much like Blondie nowadays. Though that might change because I think blonde, by the way, with this poll, there's no easy way of showing you the results until it's done, in which case it'll kind of publish. But I have a feeling blonde and red are neck and neck. So there you go. But here is one of my favourite Blondie songs. Ooh. can't wait to touch you in the flesh. Ooh, darling, 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 I can't wait to hear you. Remembering your love is nothing without you in the flesh. Ooh, went walking one day on the Lower East Side. Met you with a girlfriend, you were so divine. She said, hands off, this one, sweetie, this boy is mine. I couldn't resist you, I'm not deaf, dumb, and blind. Darling, 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 now you're out of town. Those girls that you run with, they bring my head down. Ooh, darling, darling, watch out if I see you, 'cause if you say hello, it'll mean you wanna see me in the flesh. Ooh, warm and soft in the flesh. Ooh, close and hard in the flesh. Oh, the very first song that Blondie had as a big hit in Australia was that song. Red and Blonde are only winning because Zebra doesn't get counted in the poll. You are quite right. How could I think of missing out on Zebra? Zebra would be hard because the colours would start to merge in. So you could do it for the day, and then as soon as you washed your hair, because all these kind of colours kind of melt away really easily. That's why next time you see me after I've washed my hair, the pink will be lighter because they're semi-permanent colours. And I suppose you could do a permanent black and white and then that would last. But there's still 2 days to go. There's still Tuesday and Wednesday. And this is all assuming that I get, one day I get it right, that I get to 100. I think I'm on 92. So I need 8 more follows. I think it's by the end of Wednesday. I think that's possible. I did make it achievable. You know, achievable, but just a little bit of a stretch. Yeah, the Cruella black and white. That's pretty cool. 93. Oh, I'm on 93. That is excellent. We are getting there. All right, how about a little bit of Rolling Stones? This is a very guitar-y song. And I have no guitars. And I can't play guitar very well at all. So it's going to be on the piano. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I see people turn their heads and quickly look away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I see inside myself and see my heart is I see my red door, I must have it painted black. Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the facts. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black. No, ma, will my green seagull turn a deeper blue? I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I wanna see it painted, painted black, black as night, black as cold. I wanna see the sun blotted out of the sky. I wanna see it painted, 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 painted black. Hey, Medic, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the subscription. So much appreciated. You know what you know each other. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Medic and I were hanging out. You are fabulous. I totally agree. And I'm glad you know it because you should. Thank you. Medic and I had fun hanging out on Saturday night with Pete Northgate. He's a legend, huh? And that was a really fun night. And, you know, even though normally I'd be out working on a Saturday night, it's very cool to be doing stuff like that instead. And that's one thing that's so awesome about Pete, that he won't let anything as paltry as a pandemic keep him down. And I feel the same. You talked a friend into raiding Pete. That is excellent. I would love to raid Pete as well because he has been very kind and raided me 3 times. And I know it's because I'm only a newbie here and he's really helping me to build the channel, which is the sweetest thing. But he's never been on when it's my time to finish my stream and go raid somebody. So as soon as he is, I will definitely do that. Now, Medic, if you want to request a song, you're very welcome to. I have a song list and no doubt you know what you're doing. I'm newer than most people here, so I'm not going to teach you how to suck eggs. I do have a streamer's song list and, you know, especially since you're new here and you've just subscribed. Oh, you run a monthly charity event here on Twitch. We'd love to have you join us. Absolutely, please. I would so love that. Just let me know and I'm there. And I'm all for, you know, doing anything for charity. I've often put on a few, that's terrible grammar, but you know what I mean. Put on charity events to raise money for important causes as well. Yes. Medic requested Polaroids and postcards. Oh, the only song that I've forgotten how to play. I'm sorry. That's one of my songs, and Polaroids and postcards, maybe I can. I haven't played it for a long time, so there's a good chance I'll play it wrong. But I'm sure you'll forgive me. And you probably don't know the song anyway, so if I stuff it, you won't know. You have a website. Yes, I would love that. Thank you. Absolutely. still do it. Didn't like the same bands, didn't fight over the same man. What a trip, you and me. You know I didn't ever mean to let you fall in my slipstream. Do you ever think of me? A dress I wore, a song I used to adore. Pack away those Polaroids and postcards. Now time's persuaded, those memories are fading. Are they bitter or sweet? Souvenirs and mistakes, sticking back together, heartaches. I really miss you and me. A dress I wore, a song I used to adore. Pack away those Polaroids and postcards. I'm the same girl, it's the same world. Just can't believe you're at a loss for words. You're the same girl with a new punchline. I'll keep your secrets, you know all of mine. A dress I wore, a song I used to adore. Pack away those Polaroids and postcards. Oh, what's this? I've put on. What have you put on? Trying to scroll up. Sorry if it looks like I'm being a bit unco. Oh, I like the pussycat emotes. Honestly, I lost roughly 8 stone about 5 years ago and have gained them back. Look, it's tricky during lockdown. Not that you're in lockdown now, but I mean the year and a half that we've all had, whether it's been in lockdown or not, just, you know, such a changing world. Thank you, Medic. You're very welcome. And, you know, I'm an emotional eater. I put my hand up to that. If I'm really happy, I want to eat. If I'm really upset, I want to eat. And, you know, how often are you just neutral? Even when I'm neutral, I want to eat, to be honest. I love food, but it is particularly, I mean, I do feel like I treat myself when I'm not feeling good, because food is one of the world's greatest pleasures, I think. And so I feel like I have to give myself extra pleasures when I'm not 100% happy. So I've also put on weight over this lockdown period. So I hear you, Sid, it's not easy. But, you know, as I said before, I'm on a fast day today. Monday and Wednesdays are my fast days. And so there's no eating for me today, or 500 calories anyway, which is not much. But I'm sure I can have a few carrot sticks in some dip, which I will have in just a little while, and I will enjoy them extra much. That is the good thing about fasting. You appreciate your food when you have it. And even, you know, the kind of more bland food choices, they taste even better. All right, I'm going to just check out this song list. Yeah, we're able to go. We are able to go out for a walk, and I have had some lovely walks, but I was really stupid on the weekend. Where I am situated right now is a little attic kind of office that, you know, we built into the house ourselves. And 9 stone. And I have an electric ladder to get up into it because it's literally attic space. There's no room for an actual stairwell. I live in kind of in a city type suburb in Sydney, so that blocks of land are smaller, and so no room for a staircase. So I have an automated ladder that goes up, and it's made of very heavy. It's all automatic, but it's made of very heavy metal material. And I kicked my foot on it on the weekend. And I may have broken toes. I don't think so. I've broken my toes many a times, hitting them against the side of beds in the middle of the night and all that stuff that most people have probably done. And once you break them once, they tend to kind of keep breaking. And like my fingers, I've got long fingers. I've got really long toes, which I don't think is particularly attractive. But there you have it. And so they kind of get in the way. I've got, kind of big feet for the rest of me. And I slap them against the ladder and it's really bruised, which is good. I think it's bruised rather than broken. Like the top of my foot and a couple of the toes have swollen up and they're purple, which is my colour. And so I haven't been able to walk, basically, to answer that question for the last few days. But yes, we are allowed to walk. We're allowed to go, I think, within 5 kilometres of our house. And I do live in a lovely neighbourhood. There's plenty of parks and even waterways and things and lots of nature. So there's my purple people. So, the walking has been wonderful. And it looks like a pretty nice day today, a little bit windy, but I don't trust my foot yet. I don't want to go making it worse by falling over on my face. But hopefully, I'm sure it's not a very, very bad injury and it'll get better soon. By the way, speaking of injuries, I know a lot of my friends here have had things go wrong. Sydney, how is your arm going? And did you do something as well? I'm just thinking that a whole lot of people have hurt themselves lately. So maybe I was looking at the set list. I should do that. Well, you know what? The only one that hasn't been done, and I'm sure this is by design, is the song that has become very unofficial theme song. Your knee was hurt, that's right. Was is good, so I'm hoping past tense means that you're all better. Right now it feels okay, good. I'm sorry that earlier it bothered you. I hope you can get back in for your physical therapy. Kind of better. Kind of is, on the way, hopefully. So yes, this has become the unofficial theme song, thanks to Mr. Stew, who Sydney ate for dinner. And if any song required this as a introduction, it's this song. Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had one long horn and one big eye. I commenced to shake and I said, oh, looks like a purple people eater to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me. Well, he came down to earth and he lived in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, don't eat me. I heard him say in a voice so gruff, I wouldn't eat you 'cause you're so tough. It was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me. I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, what's your line? He said, it's eating purple people and it sure is fine. But that's not the reason that I came to land. I want to get a job in a rock and roll band. Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, purple people eater, pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people eater. We wear short shorts, flying purple people eater, sure looks strange to me. And then he swung from the tree, he lit on the ground, he started to rock, really rocking around. He was a crazy ditty with a swinging tune, singing ooh papa loopa, and liam bam boom. Well, I bless my soul, rock and roll, purple people eater, pigeon toed, undergrowth, flying purple people eater. I like short shorts, flying purple people eater, sure looks strange to me. And then he went on his way, and then what do you know? I saw him last night on a TV show. He was blowing it out, really rocking him dead, playing rock and roll music through the hole in his head. Tequila! Yeah, I know. It's just funny and weird. Which is why it suits this channel so perfectly. So there you go. Tequila, indeed. And there's my little purple people eaters. Oh, very, very funny. I mean, who would have thought that? I think it was it in the 50s? That became a massive, here we go. I've got it written down here. Sheb Woolley. It was number 1 in 1958. How crazy is that? And thank you to Stu, even though he was delicious, apparently, according to Sid. Not true. I'm sure we'll see Stu again tomorrow. So I will be back here tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I would love to see you. And I haven't got a particular theme, although at one stage when I was doing the Facebook live streams, I was doing themes on decades and styles and that kind of thing, and I think that's kind of cool. So if you it makes you miss that album, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming along. I really appreciate it, and definitely get in touch. I'm so down for what you're suggesting. And so yes, if you have any suggestions of themes that you'd like, I mean the theme is always Daggy here, I think. But any suggestions and eras, you know, I'm a big fan of the 70s music. It's probably my favourite. In the meantime, I hope you guys will join me on a raid now. We'll have to have a look who's online. And, oh, thank you, Medic. Much appreciated. There's heaps of things I don't know about what I'm doing, so that is quite likely that I will do that. All right, so I'm going to see who's online now, and I'd love you to join me for a raid, at least for a little while. Oh, let me see. We have channels that I follow. There's a girl called Hazy. Does anyone know Hazy? She has almost 1,000 people watching. That's incredible. There is the ones that are coming up on my favourites. Actually, Missy Alcazar, I think, you told me you like her. Am I right? She's really good. Oh, thanks, Sid. You're the nicest. I think we should go visit Missy Alcazar. From memory, I might have her mixed up with another girl with a similar name. But I think Missy is... she was a cruise ship entertainer, and when all the cruise work disappeared with the pandemic, she went online with Twitch. You know Missy? Excellent. Let's do Missy. All right, let's go. Thanks, folks. I'll see you over there, hopefully, and hopefully see you tomorrow as well. Thanks so much for joining me.
It delivers me from all there is to